John Tesler here for GeekyKOOL.com. I'm here with Steve Burns, who's here at WonderCon, and he is doing the classes on modeling in 3D Blender. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing great. Thank you for coming over to chat with me. This has been very exciting, and it's an honor to have met you, John.
What is it that got you involved in wanting to be a modeler in 3D?
That's it's a whole long experience in travel and in exploring art in general. I started off as a professional photographer. Actually, I started drawing and painting, bought a camera, didn't know how to use it, took a class at Palomar College in San Diego to use the camera. I got hooked on photography. I took every class I could. I went professional as a professional photographer. I did a lot of commercial work, a lot of special effects, product photography, weddings and corporate brochures and the type. But my real love has always been the fine art of photography. And I used a 4x5 camera that had film that was like 4x5 inches. And use that to make these wonderful landscape black and white images that I displayed in galleries all over the world. That led to Photoshop. So I found Photoshop 3.0. I think it was 2.5 when I first got in, but then 3.0 came out with layers. And that was my introduction to digital, using digital to create my visions photographically. So that led to me exploring the concept of digital painting inside, because originally I was taking a life drawing class with my girlfriend at the time. We were drawing and painting, and like I mentioned earlier, I bought this camera. It was a Minolta X700. Didn't know what to do with it. I bought it primarily so I can do drawing and painting. But when I became hooked on photography, I went professional, but then Photoshop brought me back to doing the digital painting again. It brought me back to just enhancing my photography digitally, but also it brought me back to drawing and painting. And I played around with programs such as Painter and other programs like that. And then that started to lead to compositing techniques, doing these outlandish fine arts, digital composites and painting, and then that led my interest into 3D. And I think one of our first 3D programs was probably Bryce, and it was like an amateur version of building landscapes digitally using a stylus in a digital program. That got me very interested into traveling into more professional programs, and Lightwave was my program of choice at the time, and was quite my program of choice for quite some years, because it was a program that was industry standard. And I learned it and became the president of the local San Diego Lightwave users group, as I became the president of the local San Diego Photoshop users group. And now I'll do workshops in photography and Photoshop into this day, and now it's transitioned into 3D. And I do all of this because I love it. I dearly, dearly love it. I was so enamored with what can be done with the digital tools, and the diversity of those digital tools to go beyond just photography, to go beyond just painting what you see in plein air. I can use my heart, use the spirit in my heart to bring out something completely unique, and hopefully what I create inspires other people.
You do a 5-week course.
I do.
And as we've talked throughout the couple of days that I've been here, a lot of your students are professionals,
yes,
as well as amateurs just getting started.
Yes.
Do you like the difference in training somebody that's got the quote-unquote basic knowledge of a professional, or do you like the amateur where you can build up all their experience as you're going?
That's interesting, because that's a good question, because it's different. An amateur who has very little experience in Blender or 3D in general, they are easily amused, right? They go, oh, wow, that's really cool. I didn't know you can do this or that, right? Because they're inexperienced with it. The professional who's been in an industry for 10 years or more. I work at Studio Arts. I'm the lead blender instructor there. Studio Arts is located in Los Angeles, California. And I teach the intro to through advanced blender classes there to seasoned professionals. Seasoned professionals 10 years or more in the industry who use Maya, no quotes in Maya. They're now switching over to Blender. So my classes are impacted with Maya professionals. And the professionals are well attentive. They listen. They're just blown away of what Blender can do, right? But it's different in that the things that they are enamored with is this program can do as much as Maya and it's free, where the new user is looking at it from a standpoint of what are all the cool things I can do, right? And it's new to them. So the professional user knows that they can do it, but they're just trying to relearn it and how Blender does things. I teach people to learn to do Blender, do 3D the Blender way. Once you learn the Blender way, it's amazing what you can do with the program.
How do people get in contact with you?
All right, so I have a website. It's chromeillusion.com. I'm going to spell that out. That's CHROM as in man, EALLUSION as in Nancy.com. And on the website, you go to my workshop section and you can sign up for my classes. There are 5-week Blender classes, an intro to Blender 3D, another one, a Blender 3D for 3D modeling or 3D printing, and another Blender class. I'm forgetting what the other Blender class is actually in there, but you go to the website, you'll see them all there.
Steve, thanks for taking a couple of minutes of time with GeekyKOOL.com.
All right, thank you for having me. It's been an honor meeting you.